speculate what's wrong with Joel for another moment. Give me a second.
I'm done. We've already indicated that he is in fact very much alive.
All right, it's fine. I already found it. All right, we're good. Fast and Furious is up on IMDb now. Hopefully the trailer won't be playing the whole time.
Just scroll down.
You scroll down. So hi, welcome to Binge Buddies, Toretto's shitty tuna sandwich. I'm your host as always, Bryan Dressel. With me as always is Matt, Zombie Dog. Oh, that says read for more time. Nope. BMW 7 Series. Dykes. I said Zombie Dog, right?
Yeah, you did. Like you did. I think I preferred read for more time as the because BMW 7 Series, that could be fucking anything.
That's that car that can go 0 to 90 in 46 seconds, right?
Yeah, something like that. It's a real dumb car from like 2002.
It shows not the car that can go from like 0 to explode in like 5 seconds.
Perfect. We also have Joel, Jaguire X Type, DeWitte.
Heard good things about those cars.
I don't know anything about them.
I would never want to be the middle-aged person that has a fast vroom vroom car because it feels like they're compensating for something.
Yeah, they're midlife crisis.
Yeah,
I don't,
then, like,
I don't need a midlife crisis.
With a Jag, you can do anything though. It's like, it's okay. You've stolen all my silverware, but it's okay. He's got a Jag.
Of all the things I could steal in your house, you chose silverware.
Very Les Mis of him.
Yes.
Times are tough.
I don't get to make Les Mis references very often. I'm very happy about that one. We also have Ryan Camero Iron Duke Lootens.
I like Camaros, so thank you for that. I don't care about the Iron Duke part. I'm okay with Camaros.
The Time website I'm on has stopped loading photos, so I don't even know what these cars look like anymore. Just going off the names.
Perfect.
I mean, like, Camero Iron Duke sounds like something out of a Transformers film to me.
I was gonna say it sounds like something Tony Stark would drive. So
yeah, all that tracks. All is this to say that none of these cars are as good as what was that one that Ryan was? I think it was Ryan.
With Skeletor as the driver.
Yes, with Skeletor as the driver. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the Fuller Dimaxion.
The Blimpmobile.
Like, if Fast and Furious can do anything for us, it'd be put Fuller Dimaxion in one of the final 3 movies. Which, by the way, if we have not talked about it yet on this podcast, Fast X is no longer a 2-part movie. It's now a 3-part movie. And we might have started our podcast a little too soon because now this thing's not going to end till like 2027, which is insane.
They're taking the Final Fantasy 13 route.
They really are.
Do you know what else they said too?
Well, oh no.
Did you hear this?
Maybe
it has leaked that The Rock is back.
Oh yeah, that
he has a cameo. Him and Vin Diesel apparently squashed it. Or The Rock was like, "Listen, I've been an idiot, and I'm sorry. Can you put me back in your movies?"
I'm pretty sure The Rock went, okay, Black Adam fucking sucked. What else? What made people like me again? Fast and Furious. I'll go back to Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I messed
Does anybody
up.
have a movie about a jungle? No. Okay, back to the Fast and Furious.
He ate that humble pie with relish.
Like, I just don't. If Black Adam had been a hit, there's no way in the world he'd be in Fast X. Like, just none. It's just the fact that he lost all of his goodwill by being a butthead and being in a shitty fucking movie twice. He had Super Pets and then Black Adam. Yeah, he came crawling back to Fast and the Furious. That's fucking right. Our movies might suck, but they suck in a fun way.
They're fun. From after this horse shit of a movie.
This great movie.
After this horse shit pile of movie. They get better. Like
pile of gold movie.
The next film is probably from numerous people. When I tell them I'm talking about Fast and Furious, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna talk about 5?" Like, you bet we are. It's the best one of the whole series.
I mean, that would be a really weird series to cover all the Fast and Furious ones, but then just miss out 5.
Yeah, we're skipping the good one. And that's not fair to 6. 6 is, I think, as good as 5. It's
6
just
is good.
It's just
7 is good, and I realize 8 is.
It's fine. But 5 and 6, whew, the fact that our next recording session is just 5 and 6, we are in for a treat. But first, we have to talk about Ryan's favorite movie, best film ever. Ryan's distaste of this movie has made my enjoyment of this movie so much more. every time I'm watching it now, I'm just like, he's wrong. This is great. While, being an adult, and I can go, yeah, he's not that wrong. I do still obviously like it much more than Ryan. I don't think it's a great film. It's better than 2, if I'm going to throw it in a ranking.
No.
It might be better than 2.
I think I enjoyed 2 more than this one.
4 is shitty.
I don't know. 2 was pretty good. 2 was a better rewatch than I thought it was going to be as well.
Yeah,
And 4 was
really
a worse rewatch, but I still don't think 4 is a bad movie. Let's talk about Fast and Furious.
You just said that I still think 4 is a bad movie.
I still don't think 4 is a bad movie.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the don't.
I didn't hear either.
There. It was
I almost
in
loaded
there
for a second, but I was like, let's just bury it.
God damn it, it was in there. And if the mic ate it, it ate all of my claps earlier for some reason, I'm blaming the microphone. I don't think this is a bad movie, but I'm going to give you the pitch first. So if you were watching these things like Ryan and I were, Ryan obviously got a different take from it than I did. I'd been a Fast and Furious fan since the first one. And then this one felt to me like they're finally making Fast and Furious 2. Like, this was the sequel to the first movie that we never really got, because we got the Brian Goes to Miami movie, and we got the Nobody Knows We Went into Tokyo movie. And then we finally got, these are all the characters that we knew from the first one, and this is the sequel to that. And like the way they revealed it, the first trailer they gave us was amazing. It had a song by Does This Offend You? Yeah, which is one of my favorite bands. The trailer was great. It was cool seeing these characters back. And then I was working at AMC when this came out, and I refused to watch it for almost 2 weeks. But every time I went to a theater to clean it, that song at the end of the trailer, that bang, 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 like it got in my head, and it would just stay in my head for days. Like, it's one of the first songs of Fast and Furious that I got really obsessed with. And then eventually I told my buddy Graham, if you remember Graham way back when from our Venture Brothers day, that Graham, I'm like, we got to go see it. Just come with me. I got a free ticket. We're at AMC, and we went and saw it. And our expectations were so insanely low that I loved the shit out of this movie. And I've watched it with rose-colored glass ever since, and I refuse to take off my glasses. Ryan, tell us why it sucks.
I don't know if we have enough time for this. I'll give you the short version. Okay, so in watching the Fast and Furious movies, and I've seen them all, and I'm glad I'm on binge buddies. This is something I do whenever a new movie comes out in the theaters. I always go back and watch the older ones. Always, it could be the 300th movie. I'll go back and watch all 299. I think I have the time at this point. I really don't. Anyway, no, but like this one. At first, I remember liking it just because it was an action movie. But then as I began to, become someone who talks movies on podcasts, when Fast 9 came out, I went back and rewatched. I'm like, man, this movie does not hit. This movie does not hit. And it finally dawned on me, what about this movie? Just watching it this time, like it all kind of clicked. This movie is not earned. The shit they bring up in this movie is not earned. It feels forced. It feels like, let's get the nostalgia piece. After the fact, and how they develop it is where it feels more fluid. But like Han dropping the line about Tokyo, I'm like, fuck you. He's got 2 other movies to make that decision and a love interest of why he does it. Fuck you, fast forward. Yeah. It just feels rushed. It doesn't feel earned. The whole thing, you wonder why Brian is in the FBI. Like, dude, let a hostage go. As an LAPD.
They recruited him because he's such a good liar.
Stop. You let me give me my 5 minutes. He, as an LAPD officer, he let a guy go and then was on the run, and then he's recruited into, and then in this one, we get 2 lines of how he becomes an FBI agent, maybe it was a mistake reinstating you. Fuck, when did he go through the FBI Academy anyway? He went from 2 to this. Fuck you. And then the second time was when Mia's talking about what kind of guy he is, a bad guy or what, and how he's, that's why the feds recruited me. Fuck you. When did you go to Quantico, you son of a bitch? Like, seriously, this movie is not earned. They felt like if they just get the legacy characters and offer a little bit of exposition that we'd be okay with it. No, I'm not for that. The action in this movie is fantastic. I will give it that. The way they use the cars, again, we're going back to what I said in 3, as a plot device to just drive the story and drug running. Great. It really set the tone, things like that. But this movie is not earned. It was very quick writing. I think The next film is probably the best written Fast and Furious script. We also get more development in our characters that make the lines in this one more quintessential. And the fact that there is a prequel show like Part 2 had, directed by Vin Diesel, like shit, this movie is an hour and a half. It is the shortest Fast and Furious film. Put that fucking prequel in the movie and be done with it. That's it. That's my piece.
The prequel wouldn't have helped it that much, but I see what you mean. And here's where I'll jump on and agree just a little bit. As much as I enjoy this movie, I don't think you're wrong with any of the complaints you had against it. They just don't bother me as much. And I think the reason why I can watch this one and not get so angry at it, even though I probably should, even with this explanation, it's the only safe Fast and the Furious movie. Like Fast and Furious is this like full-blown global franchise, but they're not afraid to take risks on pushing their audience too far. Like they are going to push the envelope every movie past this with like believability, with just sheer corniness, with why would these characters ever be friends? Like that dude fucking killed that dude. He was dead for a whole movie and now we're all at a barbecue together. Like you have to like just make these leaps. And Justin Lin, and not F. Gary Gray, he does not get it. F8 has problems, but the rest of the directors, James Wan, they get that whole like family, and like if you keep these characters the same, you can push the audience a little bit further out of their comfort zones with these ridiculous ideas. 4 never tries to push us that far. It never tries to make you take these big leaps, and it's because it's just trying to play everything like this. Just feels like nostalgia bait. Like, look, the characters are back. We're doing this again. Look, it's the movie that you wanted as part 2. We're not going to do anything else except for, look, even Letty's back. She has to go shoot Avatar. Well, she's back for the opening. And it's that sort of stuff. And it's like, I get it. I understand why it's all here. It works as a very safe, like Sunday morning movie. Is it great? No. Will I skip it when I do rewatches though? Also, no.
See, but like, again, just from what I said, when you have Chris Moran writing and everything does fall into place, 4 feels like a push. Let's put this line in, let's reinstate him here to give him like, let's retread the same plot line of the first one. Let's be comfortable. Let's be safe. But you say that, when a movie is playing it safe, and yet every movie after that has pushed the envelope.
Yeah. And there's also the idea, and this is not a thing in its benefit, of course, but throwing it out there, you weren't on our show yet, Ryan, but when we did Resident Evil, we got to the 5th movie and it's like, why do we have a bottle episode as a movie? Like, what a weird idea to do like a setup movie. And like, that's the whole point of 5 is just to set up 6. Like, what was the point of that? 4 has that same vibe. Like Fast and Furious.
I got that so much. Like when I was watching it, I was just thinking, especially when you get to the end of it, I'm like,
see that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's what they were doing. They had an idea of where they wanted to go with the story, with the series. They wanted like Bryan to be a criminal with them, but they needed to sell that. And it's like, oh, well, this is kind of like, it's kind of like, oh, well, this is the prequel to the real film. It's just a bit, it's a bit long. It's like, we're fixing some things that we've set up in like previous films that we wish we'd got a different way around. So we need to fix this now just so we can tell the stories we want to tell. So that's what I got from this. It's like a Game of Thrones episode 7. Like 8 is going to be the best episode of the season, but 7 has to get you to 8.
Yep.
And 7's never very good. That's
what I was gonna say, Brian, is despite all these flaws, the fact that this movie serves as the perfect setup for what we will receive in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm okay with it. And like you, I will rewatch it because I can look past that stuff, enjoy some good car chases, and just turn my mind off.
When they actually do the car chases, I mean, like the actual car chases, like the Mad Max shit in the desert at the end, like
I love that. I'm not talking about the Gal Gadot, Gran Turismo game race through.
Yeah,
that was really dumb. But moving on.
That for me, I think is my biggest complaint in the movie. Like I can watch all this stuff and I can forgive it for being the safe sort of thing because it's really the only Fast and Furious movie like that. So I'm like, all right, it's fine enough. But when it gets to like
the thing with that Gran Turismo race thing as well, I was like, oh, they've got the same person making the sat-navs they're using as who did the maps in Resident Evil. these over-the-top wireframe 3D map things.
I mean, I was making fun of just the tunnels they're driving through. Like, it feels like a
Yeah.
Windows 95 screensaver. Like, what is this? Like,
And it's just a mountain, and yet it feels, it's just some of the shots. It feels like, oh, it's just a small little mountain, and yet they're down there for a solid 20 minutes driving. You're like, what is going on?
Oh, the tunnel stuff can fuck off. It's like
Yeah,
it's
all the
clearly
tunnels are just
CG.
it's so
It's
bad.
so stupid.
Yep.
But it's also
And
like,
the one thing that really pissed me off as well, like when he jumps across from his car into the other one in the tunnel, and his car hits the thing, explodes, because that's what cars do in films. When they hit something, they explode. But then at the very end, that fucking car is back. I'm like,
Yeah.
who fished that out of the bottom of the mountain and then rebuilt it
In 20 seconds flat.
20
I'm
seconds.
done. I want to hear from Joel about
Yeah.
his thoughts and Matt's thoughts about the movie. I'm not going to say anything until we dive in. So I'm done.
Okay, so I am closer to Brian in terms of enjoyment for this. I would place it so far at the very bottom, but it's by degrees. I agree with Ryan in that it starts on shaky ground. Like the foundation of what they're trying to go with to the story. I don't think it made sense to me that Dom tells everybody to leave him. At least in the character that they've created so far.
Not
she's
got to go film Avatar, dude. Like, she has a better paycheck coming. This is right when that was happening.
Well, they then kill her off. Like they kill her.
Yeah, she's
so
fine.
why did they have to have her go? Like, why did they have to have Dom have her leave and then just kill her off screen? Why couldn't they have integrated that?
Let me help everybody out.
Bad writing. Yes, very bad writing.
I'm gonna stop talking about Avatar. It's gonna start swinging my way.
It seems like they had the idea for the general thrust of the story, which is a revenge story, and then they just didn't know how to really set it up in a way that felt logical to who the characters are or the kind of actions that might take place leading up to that. That said, I enjoyed the movie, even though it's sort of a quasi retread of the first plot. They added dimensions to the characters, and I think they make sense as to where they are and still have that, like, instead of begrudging respect, it is Dom and Brian really being a lot more oppositional throughout most of it. And there's just enough humor throughout too to where it doesn't stay too dark. But I think this is the first movie that felt like it wasn't having fun with itself.
Yeah,
I think
it's going back to the first one in that it's taking itself seriously again, and it's like don't take yourself seriously. You're not that.
So I think one treads that line fine, but this one takes it a couple of steps too far, and that seriousness lends itself well to a revenge story. But the first three movies, there is a lightheartedness and fun to them, to where even if the stories were a little silly or nonsensical, you're still going to have that fun roller coaster ride. Whereas the heaviness of this makes it a little harder to take some of these scenes and go like you were guys just talking about Under the Mountain. I think if there was more fun to this movie, they should have leveraged that better and have it be more entertaining. But because it's taken so seriously, you're stuck watching all this tenseness within this confined space that seems silly, because they're all just driving right up towards each other, and there's no real, like, how are you going to cause damage to somebody? And they try to do that near the end, and it just doesn't feel right.
Well, there's this really weird idea, not weird idea. It makes sense once you kind of pay attention to it. But like, I agree with what you're saying, Joel, of like, this is the first one that doesn't feel like it's having fun. I don't think it goes necessarily to the point of it's because it's taking itself too seriously. I think it goes back to what we were saying earlier with it's trying to set up the next franchise. So this is the only movie that's legitimately trying to do a job. Like, it's trying to get this chess pieces in the right place to keep this thing going. So I think the fact that it had to do something made it less fun. But the one thing that this movie did, and I think you nailed it when it is less fun, but the part of the fun of Fast and the Furious is the camaraderie of the cast. It's seeing these people interact and seeing these really fun, over-the-top characters in this crazy world together. And we don't really get that in this movie. This movie's really just about Dom and Brian, and there's a few other people around, but none of them are the fun characters. They're all coming in the next one. This movie was smart enough to go like, yeah, it was great making a movie like this again, but Where's the fun? And they're just not in here. They're just not here. Like the two guys in the opening of this movie that are helping them rob the gas trucks, those guys are funny. They're fun. I have a ton of fun with them. And then they leave the movie immediately to come back in 5, and they're great. But I wish we kind of had more of those sorts of characters throughout this movie, because I think that's where a lot of the fun kind of goes to die. Like this movie knows somehow in all of Hollywood, there's one actor that has chemistry with Vin Diesel, and it was fucking Paul Walker. I don't know how he's the only one in all of Hollywood that had legit chemistry with him, but he did. Those two played off each other spectacularly. You really lose it in the later movies, and it's a bummer because they were so good together, and that really holds this movie together.
So just when they're fighting, and I'm sure we'll get into it, but when Vin Diesel finds out the truth, it's so believable. Just the way that they're fighting, he's like, she did it for you. Like it was just so like he knew he was gonna get his ass kicked, and he had to get that line out. Like it was just so believable between those two. Great chemistry.
Yeah.
The sort of the tension in that sequence as well, it sort of harkened back to the first film when he's ringing the ambulance. He's basically saying, "I'm police officer Brian O'Connor," and then like Vin Diesel's looking at him like, "What the fuck?" And like you've got that sort of like you can see that he's going to kill him, or he wants to kill him, and it's like that was very reminiscent in the sequence where he found out that Brian was running Letty essentially as an informant. And I just think I don't mind a good revenge film, but not in this series. It just like the tone doesn't match really. Like
you could do a revenge film in this series. It's called Part 6. Great revenge movie. They just didn't have it yet. They just weren't there yet.
I think it's like you going the dark revenge plot. Then maybe I don't know what 6 is like. To be fair, I've not seen it yet. But it's basically like they've seen Man on Fire and thought, oh yeah, that's a good film. Let's do that. Well,
yeah,
two different tones, two very different tones, and it's like you're trying to put all this like insane car stuff in, but you're trying to also mix in this really sort of dark revenge storyline, and like also trying to be really clever with. I'm sorry, anyone who's like paying it any small amount of attention knew that guy was Braga the minute he came on screen.
Oh yeah,
it's like you're trying to be like thinking that you're too clever, like oh, here's the twist. It's like the twist that we all knew was coming.
Yeah, like that was
great.
And then like the
we
problem
talk
is
for a second
pointless.
Go ahead, Joel.
We talked for a second about how Dom has suddenly turned into an expert investigator, like forensic scientist.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, thank you.
Okay. You need to just. This might annoy you right now. Just let the fuck go. Dom is now a superhero. Between the last time we saw him and now, he has garnered superhero powers. He is indestructible. He can take a punch unlike anyone except for fucking Paul Walker. He could fucking take a punch. He's a superhero now. Just get on board. Because it's the rest of the franchise.
I get a feeling that Vin Diesel saw Manhunter and was like, I want a scene like that.
I got a one-liner. Toretto went to Quantico and Bryan didn't.
Yeah. Because you're not wrong.
Dominican Republic Quantico, but Quantico's still Quantico.
Because he does. He shows with the car where Letty died. He's just like licking the ground, like, I know exactly what type of engine was like
nitro
meth off.
And it's like nitro meth, and it just happens to be there's only one person that deals with it. It's like there's so much like, oh, and this just happens to be, and this just happens to be like.
And it's fun. Like I can give it rope. I can enjoy the fact that like, oh, we're seeing how Bryan does this as a cop. Oh, we're seeing how Dom gets to the same spot as a street racer. It's like, it's a cool idea, but is it?
You're a street racer. Like, there's not really like, how are you reading a crime scene?
He's street racing Batman. Like
lazy riding. Chris Moran had a day off.
I mean, if AI was a thing back then, I would just assume that it was written by AI.
Well, to me, it's like I just learned this very recently that Vin Diesel was actually on the short list and auditioned to play Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, which is just amazing to me. So maybe he wanted to get his one tracker scene in there. Like he's like, I was almost a tracker in Lord of the Rings.
Thank God Stuart Townsend won that role just to be sold out to Viggo Mortensen.
Because that would have been
God for small
hysterical. I'm looking for hobbits.
I'm looking for my hobbit family.
You run nitro horses.
But yeah, so that's
I live my life one horse length at a time.
Sorry, one hand at a time. Yeah, that would have been amazing.
End the episode here, like
man.
Yeah, I mean that's really all we can say about this movie is Vin Diesel was almost in Lord of the Rings. Would have been a different movie. But yeah, the idea of Vin Diesel's character, fucking Dominic Toretto being Batman, is ridiculous. That said, that's par for the course moving forward. Like whatever fucking superpower Dominic needs to get through whatever scene he's in, he's gonna have for the rest of the franchise. Like that's just who he is, and you can get on board.
He can make any car do a wheelie, like literally any car. Like I'm surprised that he doesn't get like a smart car.
He literally flies in 6, like not like, but might as well be like do. Like it's like, good lord. But it's fun and I enjoy it and it's dumb, but like this is really where that kicks off. And I think really to the benefit of the franchise, because like, that's the sort of shit that like, all right, it was dumb, but it worked. Keep doing more of that craziness.
I mean, you say like Dom's Batman in this. We've got Wonder Woman shows up. Does that mean that Paul Walker's Superman?
Paul Walker's Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, poor Paul Walker.
I actually really like.
Surely he should be. No, I won't say that. That's
Paul Walker. Be more of a. He'd be more of a Booster Gold. But either way, I really like Paul Walker's character in this movie. I think he does a good job with it. I think everyone does a good job with what they have. It's just what they have is it's chess pieces, and they're getting them ready for the next movie. So as much as like I want to love it, it's tough when that was the goal because it does its goal very well. Or I mean, we've been hyping up 5, and I still think Matt and Joel are gonna be like, that was actually pretty good. Like, I don't think they were overhyping it because it is just a unbelievably solid action movie. But where the characters have to start don't make sense unless you have this one before it. Because like everything that we've watched going into 5 comes into play. Like Ludacris comes back, Tyrese comes back, Han comes back, Giselle comes back. Like they're all coming into this next movie, and it's because of these experiences that lead them there. So like Giselle,
and that's what 4 to me feels like. It feels like just set up for the sequel. And like, I think that's where the biggest problem I have with it is. It's just like, oh, especially when you get to the end, it's like, oh, you just wanted Bryan like being a criminal. You wanted to get them back together as a gang, and this is the new gang going forward.
And like. And we get characters you don't really expect to become part of the gang. Like, I didn't think Giselle was going to be a major Fast and Furious character. Like, I'm glad. I love Gal Gadot. Like, that's like, yes, put her in more things. That's great. But the way she's in this movie, she just kind of feels like the hot chick who's super into Dom, and Dom's like, nah. And I fucking
bullshit. I like that moment a lot.
I fucking love that.
Cool.
That doesn't sound like me. Because it's not. Like, she's just like, fuck.
And then he's talking about her body. He's talking about her body and the makeup of her body. I'm like, dude, you want to smash that, but you just feel bad because of Letty.
Either way, he holds to his guns.
In a lot of movies, they have that set up where the femme fatale gets her way, right? So it's a fun turn of play where he's just like, not only is he not interested, he tells her why he's not interested.
Oh yeah, you have nothing that I'm interested in. Bye-bye. It's just like, it's so bitchy. It's like, I just didn't expect that in a Fast and Furious movie, but that sequence is great. Like, they play off each other really well. Like, she's playing that femme fatale very well. I mean, of course she is. Look at her. But
I mean, let's be honest, she has nothing he's interested in because what we really know, we all know that he's really after Bryan. That's who he wants.
I mean, I don't blame him. Paul Walker is great. But yeah, he's not Gal Gadot. Like, there's just you don't compare. Sorry, Paul Walker.
Yeah, we're trying to.
He's not Wonder Woman. He's not Wonder Woman. He's more Johnny Storm. Sorry.
I see what you did there because he died in a too soon.
Too soon. Let's go talk about the hot tub again.
I love this movie. What did I miss? That's the next movie, man.
That is.
He's seen his next movie.
The one thing that I will throw out about Gal Gadot in this movie, and I had to make a note of it while I was watching it because it is just such a weird thing. Like, I really like Justin Lin. I honestly do, and I'm excited for whatever he finally is able to do next because it seems like doing all these Fast and Furious movies kind of did more damage for his career than good, which is not what should have happened. But in the earlier movies, he does seem to have a few more pervy shots than he does in the later movies. And I think this movie has far and away the guiltiest shot, which would be when Gal Gadot goes to meet him on like the mountain on the edge of Mexico, I guess, whatever ridge they're on. And she's handing him the thing to go fight Braga. And she's like, this is the thing that'll help you fight Braga. And she holds something out and the camera's just like nipple. You can just see her nipple through her shirt. It's just like, boom. Like, did you see?
Yeah, I noticed that.
We found a nipple. We found one. It's like, guys, it's just so awkward.
Wonder Woman's nipple.
Like, come on, just show us the car parts. We're here for the cars.
We're here to watch the body.
Yeah, cars and butts. Get these nipples out of here. Like, we know what this we know what this franchise is known for.
If I want to see a nipple, I'll go on the internet. There's dozens of them on there. Dozens.
Oh, that's a good jinx. All right, let's dive in a little bit more to like the nitty gritty stuff, which would be the action sequences. Unless there's anything else plot wise, I really went light on the plot because, as Ryan said, it's not really there.
There's
it's not
nothing
very good.
to it.
The film went light on the plot as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
I was gonna say there's a plot.
I mean,
I thought we were just watching a retread of the first movie.
it's not a total retread of the first movie.
The fact that you have to use the word totally before that, that's my case.
It'd be a hung jury. Anyhow,
because Paul Walker's in the FBI now. He's not a police officer.
I'm going to see myself out. We're good.
But
it's a different film. Paul Walker is an FBI agent, not a police officer.
I'm just going to assume anybody that's in the FBI is there because they're compromised in some way.
Yeah, I mean, you might be onto something, but that's a different podcast. I
mean, 9 seasons of the X-Files, the number of compromised FBI agents in there. Yeah, you're probably on something.
Everyone but Mulder and Scully.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's talk some of these action sequences. I got to say, as much as this movie has its faults, which I'm annoyed that I have to agree with, the actual action sequences, not the crazy CGI ones, are a ton of fun. I think the opening one, which was basically all the first trailer was just the opening action sequence, is fantastic. That tanker truck makes zero sense.
I was thinking is that actually a thing where they would just have one truck hauling like 6 things of fuel?
Yeah, and am I just a stupid American where I'm like, oh, they just must have different safety rules in different countries? Like am I supposed to just take this with a grain of salt? I don't know.
I mean, they probably do have different safety rules in different countries. Some of them have no safety rules.
So maybe this is one of those countries. But either way,
we got a lot of fuel that we need to get from A to B. We only have one driver. I just stick them together.
Just have a lot of really narrow, winding roads. We have to have a lot of linkage to make it work.
We're gonna hire a driver who does not give a shit, and he's gonna eat his food and chill with his iguana. It's gonna be great.
And he's gonna shoot guns around this flammable fuel.
The best part of that too, of that whole thing, is like it would do like this really wide shot. And there'd be like a steep drop off the left.
Oh yeah,
for like long ways. And then the next shot would be the guy jumping out of with his iguana.
Yeah,
iguana.
Where's the cliff? He would have been gone. That iguana would have been flying.
It's like we can't kill this guy. Like he's
can't
just
kill the iguana. Therefore, the guy saved.
Yeah, that's fair. But
it would have lost its shit.
Get rid of that really dumb like window dressing, and the action sequence itself is a ton of fun. Like I like the trucks that have like the thing they have to throw to grab the oil tankers. I love having the 2 extra guys. I forget their names right now, but they are a ton of fun. I'm really, really glad they bring them into 5. All in all, that action sequence is a good callback to the first movie, and it's a lot of fun. And I just thought it was really, really well done. Is it the best of the sequence? Will it make my list at the end of this show? Nope. Sure won't. But it was a good way to start a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, it definitely set the tone. You're watching a Fast and Furious movie. I was okay with it, and it majority of it there was a lot of practical effects, and
Yep.
we had addressed Justin Lin and his melodrama, right? No,
Yeah.
And how he's sitting there waiting for the most perfect moment to drive underneath it with Letty yell. So I mean, it was good.
It was good. It's fun. And then you get the immediate follow-up to Bryan's action sequence, which actually isn't a bad foot chase, which we don't really do in these movies. It feels wildly out of place, and it feels like I really like 7. Can we do a chase like 7? But all that aside, I actually think it's a really fun chase sequence. I think it's done well.
The funny thing
It reminded me of the foot
this
chase.
isn't the only one where
Point
he's
Break.
running though. He runs again. There's 2 chase scenes on foot.
Oh, I guess that's true. I'm just talking about the first one. The first one's the good one.
Okay.
The second one
Yeah.
is
I really
it's
like
still
that
fun,
moment.
but it's just more the same.
I really like that moment where he's climbing the fence and then Bryan just jumps up and just knocks him down.
Oh
from the
yeah,
other side,
Yeah.
ramming himself into the fence. It's real good.
It's a good thinking on your feet moment. No pun intended, but like he really did just slam him off of that thing, and that's pretty great. But in my mind, and the next sequence we get is basically the same sequence we got in 2, but without Tyrese, which makes it worse. Like, I don't mind the prove yourself chase sequence. I like the cars. I really like that Bryan just fucks it up right out of the gate, and he has to do his own race to try to catch up to the actual race. I like
Sorry,
all of
car.
that. Yeah, sorry, car. Smashes down the road. I like all of that, but the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, I've already seen this race. I saw it in 2, and it was better in 2.
You're reminding me about Tyrese, and there's that whole explanation about why he let Dom go, and yet again, shitty writing. They don't reference that again when Mia asks him. So
see, this is why I came into this one when I'm looking at it and I'm watching it, I'm starting to think to myself, are they trying to just ignore the events of 2 in this?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yep.
Is this basically them saying, okay, 2 and 3 didn't actually happen, but
Well,
then
3
you
did.
have Han there, and this is the thing.
3 is going to happen, is what I should say.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing with is it this idea of well, we didn't really 2 didn't do really well, so let's just kind of ignore everything that's in 2. But then it's in 5 they do bring back, from the sounds of it, they bring back Tyrese's character in 5, which was set up
Tyrese is
in
in
2, so
the rest of the franchise. He's in every movie going forward.
yeah.
And
So
he's
it's
the comic
well,
relief.
what are you doing? Are you retconning 2 out of the franchise, or is it in there? Because you've already explained why you let him go. Why is he coming up with a different explanation in this film?
For a film that does a really good job of linking all the movies together, 4 is the most shitty out of doing that type of thing.
4 feels like it has the most studio notes. Like, it really feels like this one had corporate hands in the kitchen, and
It's probably
for
why it's
better
the
or worse.
safest one.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why it comes across as the safest one, because it does feel kind of okay, well, you tried, Justin Lin, you tried it with 3. It wasn't as successful as we were hoping. So, we're going to give you another chance, but you're going to have to follow our rules. And I would wonder if that's why this one was a bit more the CGI came into it a bit more and was that shitty underground sequence, really.
Yeah. Well, that just feels
And
budgetary to me. Like, that just feels like we didn't have the money to do these really big sequences. So how do we get around it while still having big sequences? CGI. Because at the time, CGI was the cheaper route to go. Now it's way, way expensive. But
it can be cheap. It just looks shit.
Let's talk about the shitty race sequence with the guy from Tropic Thunder.
Guy from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. The guy who's with Lance.
Oh yeah.
The Gran Turismo race to get the spot to be a driver. One of the drivers, the one that didn't get crashed into, but the one that was
Brandon T. Jackson's the actor.
The guy with the cowboy hat, like that guy.
No. One of the drivers auditioning.
He's in
Moody
Tropic
Sweat,
Thunder.
The Moody Sweat guy.
I don't remember him from Tropic Thunder at all. I guess I haven't seen Tropic Thunder in a long time.
He's the actual black guy, not the Robert Downey Jr. black guy.
That guy. I was thinking of somebody else. Yes. Yeah.
The guy trying to take out Dom.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't
What
go
do
very
you
well.
mean, you people? That guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
But no, I mean, just that race, like, it could have been done so much better, but the fact that they treated it like a video game, which was so 2009,
Yeah, it was.
it just did not work.
Like I said, that was when I was talking about this. It felt like I'd already seen it. Like it felt like the one from 2. Like it felt very similar. Like I feel like I've already seen
That sat nav was like rerouting.
Yeah.
I love the bit where Brian said, "Shut up!" It's like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Someone's saying what we're all fucking thinking.
but I still like I like the characterness of that. Like that Brian fucks it up and he gets lost and he has to deal with this computer. Like I like the scrappiness of Brian's character. He always seems to get himself just almost fucked and then he gets himself out of it last moment. Like they keep that going.
Sorry,
rest of-
Kamar.
Yeah, like sorry, car. Like it's good shit. What was the action sequence after that? Is that when we start getting to tunnels?
Yeah, then it's the
Yeah.
tunnels.
Yeah.
Tunnels,
And
I
he blows up the car with the nitro.
the nitro explosion was cool, but the tunnels are just so dumb. I as much as I want to get into them, they don't work. They feel budgetary.
I don't want to get into them tunnels.
No,
No,
like they
it's-
just
The shit.
they just don't
I
work.
will say this though, my favorite action sequence is the final one because that one actually feels like emotional stake. And like I'll give the last 10 minutes of the movie because the movie just freaking ends, but the last 10 minutes are so good because it definitely feels like a mission on a video game. You're like, all right, you got the bad guy, now you got to get across the border. Like that had real stake to it. And and you're sitting there watching the movie and all of Braga's henchmen come out and they're shooting at Brian. You're like, why are you shooting at the boss? And then of course Phoenix comes and he's like, stop shooting at the boss. I mean, that is good writing. Like, where was that for the other hour and 20 minutes of this movie? Like, that
and they proceed to ram the shit out of the car after as if that wouldn't kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't shoot him, just hit him with a car.
It's fine.
Well, I think the Fast and Furious films seem to take an A-team approach to physics. That like as long as the car is disabled and it does like 15 flips in the air, as long as like the people will just come out and brush themselves down and go, "You okay, Frank?" Yeah.
Also, don't forget, as long as the car can put 4 wheels on the ground, it's drivable.
And
yeah.
if you get those 2 wheels off the ground, it's bulletproof.
Yeah.
Just exposing the gas tank, not a big deal.
But I agree with you, right? I
liked
think that
that
last
moment.
action, I think the entire last action sequence is awesome. Like I have a ton of fun with it, but it feels like Mad Max. It felt like Justin wanted
It
to do a
is the
Mad Max
only
movie.
redeeming quality of this film.
It's not
It
the
is very
only
Mad
redeeming,
Max-like,
it's just
and-
one of the few.
Right.
And I think it's even better because it's at night as well, and like it's got that really cool.
No,
Like,
this one's in
you
broad
see-
daylight.
That's
The
in
last one's
daylight.
in
It
broad
starts at
daylight.
night.
Is it
and then it gets-
daylight?
yeah.
The
I'm just
drug
thinking
run-
like all the
the
cars
drug run
going
is at
across.
the end.
Was it?
Oh, that's the first time they go into the tunnels when they're
Yeah,
all the.
that's the drug run. This last one.
Oh right, yeah. Because I like the shot at night though with all the cars.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
going
Yeah.
across the thing. I'm getting it mixed up with the end bit as well because it's them going the other way. And then it's all the cars again because they're all chasing after them
But like,
in the daylight.
I love the gimmick of the drug run tunnel looking exactly like the mountain. Like I love it because like the first time it happens, I'm like, that's dumb. And then the second time, like it's dumb so that in the final action sequences, it's awesome of when they're just driving straight at the mountain as fast as humanly possible. And you have Phoenix like, do you remember where the door was? Do you remember? Are you right? Are you right? Do you remember? And it's
Yeah.
like we know as an audience, he's right. We know he remembers, but it still gets in your head enough. And you can be like, if you're Brian in that car, like, I don't know, you're still following me right behind me. I think I'm right, or you wouldn't be there.
What I love about that though is it's like, can you imagine if like that's how the film ended though? It's like, are you right? Are you right? You're right. Smash. You weren't right.
The Curb Your Enthusiasm music. Then.
It was at this moment he realized he was not right.
But then then you get the tunnel. The tunnel's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
But then they
Okay,
crash
not
out of the
fine.
tunnel, and the way they the way they kill Phoenix.
Oh, that's the best. That's my favorite.
Oh,
one.
that is so cool
great.
though.
Phoenix fucking dies.
He,
and, like-
he deserved it too. Like,
Coming off of 3, where we have such a good villain with DK, Phoenix sucks. Like Phoenix is one of my least favorite villains in this thing because he's just evil. Look at him. He's menacing. Like he's a snore.
I mean, he's just
But
there like
man.
twirling his mustache all the time, going, "I am evil because I'm evil."
Yeah, he's a waste. But man, he dies.
I mean, it is a
How
waste
Brian
as well
doesn't die holding his foot, so Phoenix doesn't make any fucking
I
sense.
thought that too. It's one of
Ryan-
those things like, and let go.
But it's
what I'd
cool...
love to have seen is like, Brian's still holding the foot.
Yeah.
He's underneath the tire switch.
No, just the foot. Everything else is just gone. He's just still got hold of the foot.
Just holding a foot. Just like,
Yeah. He's like,
well, that worked.
Checks the tag. Size 13.
But
yeah. Hey, free
Yeah.
shoe.
the guy who plays Phoenix though is actually a decent actor because he's mother's
Yeah.
milk in The Boys. And
Yeah.
like I was looking at another one, I was looking going, recognize that guy, and I looked up, I was like, fucking hell, of course it is. And it's like it's such a shame because I imagine like given a
And he's
better
Guardian. Okay.
character, he could have done more with that. A lot more.
It just felt like there was a script at some point where Braga and Phoenix were probably the same character, and that would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I get the
Tried
need to
force it
separate.
with the Campos and Braga.
Yeah. And it's like,
Mm.
I get it because they leave Braga open to come back in other movies, which he kind of does, not spoiling. He's not like a major character again, but he gets lip service. He's in a scene or two, and killing him would make that, difficult to happen. So they split it. So you have somebody you can fully defeat at the end of the movie. I get all that. It still just didn't really work. It would have been a stronger movie, I think, if they were the same guy.
A stronger movie, it's going to take much more than that, my friend.
Stronger is stronger. I didn't say strong movie. I said stronger. Better is better.
Relative, isn't it?
True.
Ryan, have you learned nothing from this franchise? It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
That's true.
All right. Have we said everything we're going to say on this thing? We didn't really talk music. The music is still good in this. Talking still about licensed music, not the actual score. Score is fine, but the licensed music.
Yeah, the
was...
score was less. Like,
Yeah.
I think there was a lot more licensed music in this one, though.
And that kind of holds true throughout. That they lean more and more into. I think it's kind of a Justin Lin thing. He likes having the good music. Even his Star Trek had that problem. But I blame more J.J. Abrams for that than him.
I blame J.J. Abrams for a lot to do with the maybe we'll do a Star Trek movie.
I've thought about it, but then
at some point
I'd have to watch Star Trek the movie again. I'm sorry.
Watch the director's cut, way better.
Is it 4 hours long? Like Star Trek the movie is the longest movie I've ever seen.
Are we saving the breakout of Vin Diesel? Because we didn't really touch on that, but like, are we saving that for part 5 since it
I
is?
kind of was, because he doesn't really break out in this. Like he goes to jail, and then you see this is like the only other time we see Mia in a car. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it because it doesn't really.
All right, let's go back to music because the music was good. Okay,
the music was good. It's not great, but it's good. You get that one song. Like this was the beginning of my obsession with Fast and Furious music. That bang bang hit my running playlist way back then when I didn't really run much, and it's been staying in ever since. Like this,
wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, it's fun. Like it's they good music. I dig it. But that's really the only stuff that I remember like off the top of my head. Is that really that one song? That song's mostly in the credits too, so I don't know if it actually hits the actual movie or not. But it's a good song. Slaps, as the kids say. Do they still say slaps? I don't know. I don't talk to kids beyond 4-year-olds.
As a teacher, yes.
Okay,
when
great.
I use it, they tell me not to because I'm not cool. But that's okay.
I
told them
they know.
I told them today, I go, I don't tell you what my podcast is until they're 8th grade, but they go on the internet when they get a little crafty, but I tell them, I go, okay, listen to the flashback stuff first, and then when you graduate, then you can listen to the After the Network, because then I go off the rails and start dropping F-bombs every 20 seconds.
So you can listen to flashbacks. Stay away from binge buddies.
Yep.
Specifically, according to Joel's stay away from Tokyo Drift episode.
Yes.
One specific part of Tokyo Drift movie. So, something.
It's in the movie too. Just have to pay attention.
If you look really carefully, you can see the water coming out.
I thought I saw a bubble.
It was water in quotations. Anyhow,
liquid, the viscous liquid.
No,
we are derailing again.
I'm glad that I just got the no out of Joel. That's what I was going for. I was going for some reaction from Joel, and the fact that it was just no.
last thing that we didn't mention Fast and Furious that we need to talk about so that Ryan can change his opinion and say it's great?
No, I've rest my case. This is a shitty movie.
It's not a great movie, is all you're gonna get out of me. You might have swung me on this might be the worst Fast and Furious. I might give you that one, but we still have to get to 8 because I remember being really upset with 8 when I saw it in theaters. But I have a feeling 8's probably way better than this. But we'll get there. We got like 4 movies.
Moments.
Right, yeah, quotes and moments. I think we're there. Let's do it. Who hasn't gone first for this yet? It's our 4th one.
I went first last time because my internet was shit.
Yeah, all right. I don't think Joel's gone first. Joel, what was your favorite quote or movie for this? Quote or moment for this, or both, if you got both.
All right, so there's sort of an open closed loop part of this movie where the first race, it's Dom and Bryan at the end, and Dom nudges him with this car and ekes out a win.
Such a good
and
line.
Bryan gets off so pissed and says something like, I'd beat you in a straight on race. And Dom says something like, well, this isn't that kind of race.
I didn't know there were rules.
Yeah, that's it. And at the end, when he's trying to just help Bryan like hold his wound, and Bryan says something like, just admit it, I beat you fair and square in a straight race. And Dom says something to the effect of, you hit your head pretty hard there.
Yeah.
Just the unwillingness for him
so
to
good.
admit it. Yeah, it's real good.
That line is like heartwarming. Like it's such a just bullshit line, but like it warms my heart. Just you hit your head pretty hard there.
Yep.
I thought you were going for a different line, so I'm going to jump in because mine is also from that. I love that race, and I love that moment of the too early Dom, and he's got it, and he's driving past him, and Dom's best line in the whole movie, still a buster.
It's a good one too.
It's just so good.
No, I just asked. Can I go now? All right,
yes.
So, this just goes to show how lazy the writing is. They're getting ready to go into the underworld, and Bryan goes, "This is where my jurisdiction ends," and Dom goes, "This is where mine begins." Yep, just chalking that up to lazy writing.
All right, Matt, go ahead.
I just think, we've talked ad nauseum about the chase and stuff like that. I just want to, my favorite moment was when Dom got shot in the shoulder and just turned around like the fucking Terminator.
Yeah,
don't do that. I was like, I'm
the
just
shit
expecting
out of that guy.
It's like, you have a bullet in you. Well, actually, no, the bullet wasn't him. The bullet went right through him, and he just didn't even flinch.
He's got.
But I like the line as well. I did really like when Mia sort of because it kind of sets up where the series is going as well, or where the film's going, should I say? Where Mia says to him in the coffee shop, maybe you're not the good guy pretending to be the bad guy. Maybe you're the bad guy pretending to be the good guy.
Yeah, and I love it because it's just that perfect level of foreshadowing where you're watching this movie going, I know he's going to end up being the bad guy.
Yeah,
but it's still I like the movie is willing to call it out in kind of a fun way. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I jumped over my favorite moment. I need to throw that in there because it is a Mia moment. And I like Mia. I don't love Mia, but I like Mia. But I also love how Mia is just thirsty for criminal Bryan. She does not want cop Bryan, but if he's willing to turn his back on the law, she is here for it. And the second he shows up as not a cop, they bang. And that was just my favorite thing. He shows up I'm here, I'm helping your brother with this car, and she just looks at him and is like, we're going to town. She's just so ready. So ready for criminal Bryan.
I looked to Kelly and was just like, Dom is right out there and knows exactly why he's going in that house.
Dom's just sitting there I guess I'm gonna be an uncle. God damn.
Dom's got a stopwatch out. It's like, I'd have been slower.
It's the one thing you do too fast, Bryan.
And too furious.
He's like the kid in the opening of Halloween.
Oh yeah. We have come full circle, folks.
In and out in 12 seconds.
I'll show you fast.
I'm
10-second
furious.
carpet.
I'll show you fast. You'll be furious.
Yeah.
So you show me fast, and I'll show you furious. All right, so back to the end of this episode. Did anybody else have a favorite moment they forgot to say? I didn't mean to take that away from anybody else.
Just Phoenix dying. I just thought that was very. It was
Getting-
warranted. It felt like a great payoff.
Punched to death with the car. It's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it. Here for it. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the first half of the Fast and Furious franchise, I would say. I know Fast 10 is coming out soon. Fast 10 Part 1 of 3 is coming out soon. It's already out by this point. If you're listening to this, not by the time we're recording this. And yeah,
Probably already made millions.
it's probably done very well, even though it is tracking the worst of them since I think 4, which is interesting. I don't think Momoa is the secret sauce this franchise needed as far as pre-sales go, which is too bad because I really like Momoa. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see it. Hopefully I'll be able to next weekend. But the rest of the franchise is rather different, and I am very, very excited for international thieves / detectives / superhero movies that these are turning into from here on out. So be sure to tune in next week when we talk Fast 5, because fuck, is that an awesome movie, and I am very, very excited to talk about it. So let's do a quick round of plugs. We're going to say goodbye for this show. Every other show in the ATH Network. Be sure to check out athpod.com. That's all I'm saying this week. Ryan.
You can catch me on the Front Row Network Flashbacks, where I am definitely toned down on my use of the word fuck.
Fuck that.
But we watch movies from the early, or from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. We pick them apart, talk about their cultural relevance and how they made a lasting impact in our lives, and of course the world of cinema. You can catch me on the Front Row Network, where I do just regular movie reviews of newer films, and then I also do all our Oscar stuff too. So that's that.
Go.
Afterthoughts Book Club podcast, Super GG Radio Video Game podcast. Listen to them.
No,
He's had enough.
Joel, no game recommendations this week?
I'm probably playing Zelda still by this point.
So,
TBD about if I should recommend it, but
I was
you should
hoping I
probably
could
play
nudge
it.
you into playing, into recommending Retro Bowl, but that's me. Just thought I could hopefully nudge you into it.
You're right. I have been playing this every day ever since that you recommended it to me. I'm terrible at the game,
You get better.
we'll see about that, but I'll still be playing either way.
It's a fun game. Matt, you got anything to plug?
I've started going through Red Falls, the short story we were talking about, not last week, the week before, in the plugs, I think.
Oh, fun.
So I am planning on at some point putting that up on the site. I'm trying to figure out how, though, because it's a lot longer than I remembered. Like it's 28 pages. I thought it was like 10. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put it up in a few different parts, or don't know. And then also the formatting might go a bit funky putting it up on there. So like I'm gonna check through and do like a edit it and all that crap first, but then I'll figure out a way to put it up. Might be like a PDF download or something.
Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing that when it pops up. And you said the name of it's Redfall?
Red Falls.
You might want to relook at that title. Redfall doesn't track very well right now.
Why?
I see what you did there.
The game Redfall came out and just fucking tanked. It's just the worst.
Well, it's Red Falls with an S.
Okay. Then
and it's the name of the place. It's a place that I made up. That's the name of the place.
It's also the name of the place in the horrible game.
I wrote this first, damn it. It's like fucking I wrote the first draft of this 10 years ago or something.
Hey, that's when they started making Redfall, apparently.
I did not work on it.
The game sucks. Yeah, I think we've done it. All right, be sure to tune next week. We talk Fast 5. I think it's still coming out next week if the calendar worked. Sorry, I might be in Brazil right now. We're all over the place, but Fast 5 is the next episode. It might come out next week.
Which also takes place in Brazil.
It does take place in Brazil. Different city than I'll be in, but yeah, it takes place in Brazil. All right.
I might be in Lanzarote.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a Canary Island.
That doesn't help me at all, but okay, great. All right, bye, everybody.
They speak Spanish there.
Oh, broom.